Ms. Rodriguez, number 49, did you have your hand up?
Yes.
Okay,
My
Go
company-
ahead.
My company covers me for 5 days for caregiving.
okay. And so if you were only being paid for 5 days, would that be a financial hardship for you?
Yes.
I understand, thank you. Mr. Rome?
Yes, I'm a caregiver to my 90-year-old father who also has cognitive issues, and I'm also a business owner.
So if you're not working, you don't get paid?
Correct. I don't have anyone else that works for me.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Taylor, did you have your hand up, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I care for 2 small children when school is out, which means in the summer it's from 7:45 until 5 o'clock at night. But more germanely, I am a diabetic and I be here today. I stopped taking my drugs on Friday and I'm swelling out of my shoes right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. And that's just to be here, you have to stop taking your medication to come to court?
Well, I take metformin and diuretics and glipticide. It's uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm so sorry. You know what, sir, you're uncomfortable right now?
Well, I could be better, yeah.
Okay, you know what, sir, I'm going to excuse you. I don't want anybody to have to sit here and be in pain or be very uncomfortable. That's not something that we ask of our citizens. So I'm going to excuse you and he can just go, right?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, in the last row, starting with Mr. Smith. Wait, where's Mr. Did we did? Okay, anybody who has not been called on, who feels they have a hardship, please raise their hand. Okay. Sir, with the blue mask and the green shirt, what is your name, sir?
Oscar Flores.
Mr. Flores, who's number 57, okay?
I have my own business. I'm a small upholstery company.
And speak up, sir, I can't hear you.
I have a small business, upholstery company, and I found work without a problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Who else in the back area had their hand up? And are you Mr. Campos?
Nori,
Okay, is Senor Campos?
Nori,
Entiendes. Mr. Campos? Okay. Mr. Campos, number 56, does not speak English. Is there anyone? You can sit down, sir. Ms. Jimenez?
Yes, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I am a small business owner, and I also registered for a full year academy to learn more about marketing. So I just started, so I will have enough time to do everything.
I understand. So as a small business owner, if you don't work, you don't get paid?
More or less, yes.
Okay. Did I miss anyone in the back row? Sir, I'm so sorry, but I think it's a sir. Are you Mr. Benbow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon,
I
sir.
work for a periodic company. I'm not sure what the policy is on being here, like being paid for you.
Okay.
So if I get paid, I'm fine. If I don't get paid, then I won't be able to.
Okay, sir, would you like to step outside and call your employer and find out? And was there anyone else that wanted to step outside to give a call to their employer? Okay, hold on, let me just, Mr. Benbow is gonna step outside. And who Who else wants to step outside? Ms. Whittingham, you may be excused to call your employer. Mr. Alisair, you may be excused to call your employer. Don't leave. Just give them a call. Anyone else from the front row that needed to call their employer? Anyone else from the far section? Is that Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to step outside and go ahead and call your employer? Okay, in the back section, did anyone else have their hand raised that they need to disclose something, but they did not have the opportunity to get called on? I see Mr. Taylor. Are you Mr. Taylor?
Yes,
You had your hand raised?
you want to know if people wanted to call her.
Oh, okay, sir, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought that you said it would, you would be worried about it in such a way that you would rather not serve.
Correct.
Okay, but do you?
I didn't realize that was the end of it.
Well, here's the thing, it's not, because of the length of the trial, if it's an extreme inconvenience or something that you're gonna be worried about, as opposed to being able to sit here for many months and give us your undivided attention, that's the type of thing that we worry about.
Okay, this is gonna be a little off topic, but,
You know what, sir, if it's off topic, we'll go ahead and call on you in just a minute, okay? Anything that's off topic, we're gonna talk to you about in private,
okay.
okay? I'm gonna mark you down right here that we need to speak to you. Okay, who else is raising their hands? Is that Ms. Zara?
Yes. I'm self-employed, I live house clean,
Okay,
and they take care, lady twice a week. And they don't think my English enough for judge this case.
okay, I understand, thank you.
We have a discussion allowed to do.
Okay, thank you. Did I miss anyone else? Mr. Smith, did you have your hand raised? Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, did you have a question?
Yes, please.
And, hold on, let me find your name. Ms. Bristol.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Okay, so I'm reading. Says a whole entire month. First of all, let me clarify myself.
okay.
July 7th is my birthday, the 4th is my son, the 8th is my other son. So that ain't gonna work out for me. Then I'm gonna realize.
Okay, hold on, wait, don't talk too fast, please, we have to be able to understand. So you said that the July, there's dates in July that you're not available. What are those
July
dates?
7th, July 4th, which is closed, and July 18th. But
You're-
then again, I need to figure out something. I have my sugar daddy that I see every day.
I'm sorry?
My sugar daddy.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but
Well,
we'll-
I'm married and I have my sugar daddy. And I
Okay.
see him every day.
all right, ma'am, we'll come back to you, okay? Thank you. All right, at this time, if I call your name, you're going to go with my staff, and you're going to fill out a questionnaire. Please take the calendar that's on your seat with you, because it tells you when you're going to be coming back. You are Group A, and you'll see on your calendar, it's gonna say Group A, and it's gonna tell you when you need to return. So only if I call your name are you going to go with the sheriff's office, with the bailiff, to fill out a questionnaire. This is not a group effort, it's an individual effort, so please fill the questionnaires out, and it's okay to say hello and introduce yourself to the other folks in the room, but don't disclose your answers, don't ask somebody else how to answer, and so on and so forth. Okay. Yes? Okay. normally it was called a sidebar. I don't know if any of you have ever served, you know what it means. And it basically is when I speak to the lawyers about certain issues that don't involve the jury, and we put that white noise on so people can't hear. Well, we have modern technology now. Normally, all the lawyers would get up, they would all come around here, and we would try to whisper in this little corner. So these headphones make it much easier. I just wanted you to know in case you were wondering what we were doing. That's that. All right, the following people are going to go with Bailiff Blackwood to fill out questionnaires. Again, please take your schedules that are on your seat with you, and remember that you are Group A, okay? Robert Hannon. Miss Sybil. Mr. Hojabri. Mr. Bowie, number 13. Ms. Zaleski, number 15. Ms. Hammonds, number 16. And juror number 19, Ms. Heidegger. Juror number 21, Ms. Lynch. Juror number 23, Mr. Fisher. Juror number 31, Mr. Medina. Juror number 52, Ms. Brea. Juror number 58, Mr. Pagan. And juror number 60, Mr. Smith. Okay, now I saw a couple of the individuals who stepped outside to call their employers are back with us. Would you raise your hand if you're one of those people? All right, I see. Let me take this section first. Mr. Allosair, what did you find out?
They said no.
They're not going to pay you. Okay, and so, sir, would that be a financial hardship for you if you don't get paid?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, would you please raise your hand if you also had the opportunity to call? Are you Mr. Arnold?
Yes,
And what did you find out, sir?
they said no as well,
Okay.
and yes, that would be a hardship for me.
Juror number 44, Mr. Junior Arnold. Sure. And how about Ms. Benbow? She's not back yet, I don't think. Is anyone back who has spoken to their employer? Okay. Now, if you'll just give us a few more minutes, we're going to go back onto the white noise, discuss a few more things, and we'll be with you shortly. Okay, the following individuals are going to be excused to return to the jury room. If your name is called in the next group, if you wouldn't mind, please leaving the calendars in your seats. You're going to be excused from this trial. Ms. De Los Santos. Ms. Santella. Ms. Vega. You can go ahead and go with the bailiff. Ms. Cheryatskia. Mr. Alocer. Ms. Whittingham, have you had a chance to call your employer?
I did, thank you for giving me the time to do that.
Absolutely.
They give up to 5 days now.
Okay, so you will not be paid,
Correct.
and you said you're the breadwinner.
There you go.
That term seems so weird, but I know what you
I'll
mean.
take
You are the main money
The
in your
main money
house.
maker.
Okay, and would it be a financial burden for you to have to miss if you're only paid 5 days?
Correct.
Okay, ma'am, you are excused.
Thank you.
Mr. Tamayo? Ms. Harris? Ms. Hanson? Mr. Crescito? Mr. Taylor, number 22. Ms. Pugach, number 24. Ms. Baker, number 25. Ms. Hannafin, number 26. Ms. Abraham, number 27. Dr. Tache, number 29. Mr. Monteleone, number 30. Ms. Alacock, number 32. Mr. King, number 34, Mr. Antown, number 35, Mr. Porras, number 36, Ms. Sandoval, number 37, Mr. Hernandez, number 38, Mr. Wright, number 39, Ms. Santos Bueno, number 40, Ms. Morla, number 41, Ms. Mears, number 42, Ms. Merritt, number 43, Mr. Arnold, number 44, Mr. Walters, number 45, Mr. Sanchez, number 46, Mr. Peter Taylor, number 47, Mr. Robert Rome, number 48, Ms. Rodriguez, number 49, Mr. McIver, number 50, Ms. Eugene, number 51, Ms. Ramos Francesi, number 53, Ms. Jimenez, number 54, Ms. Benbaum, number 55. Did you have a chance to call your employer?
Yes, I did. I didn't get a definite
Mr. Benbaum, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't get a definite answer, but I'm pretty sure that they do.
You're pretty sure they do?
Yeah, I didn't get a definite answer on it though.
Okay, so who do you work for?
Walmart.
Okay, I would say, well, at least their
I assume that
reputation
they do, but
is for a company.
One at a time, please.
Are you a full-time employee with
Yes.
them? Okay, this is what I'm gonna have you do, sir. I'm going to have you step out, fill out a questionnaire, take the schedule with you, okay? The schedule that's on your seat. It says the days and times you have to be back. Check with your employer. If there is a problem, please contact my office and let us know if you find out differently, okay?
How do I get your contact?
We're gonna give you a business card with my name and my office number on it. Okay? Thank you. All right, Mr. Campos, number 56, you are excused. Mr. Flores, number 57, you're excused. And Ms. Zara, number 59, you're excused. Okay, that leaves.
May I call my employer?
Who's speaking? And you are you Miss Cillian?
Yes.
Okay,
Because they're not going to pay me.
I can't hear.
okay, ma'am, would you mind standing up so we can hear you?
They're not going to pay me.
They're not going to pay you?
No.
And,
And if they don't pay me, it's gonna be hard for me to pay the bills.
okay, I understand. All right, thank you, ma'am. You're excused.
Thank you.
Ms. Fenellis, did you indicate you wanted to call your employer to see if you would be paid?
You're not gonna pay me, I don't have 3 months.
I'm sorry, ma'am, would you stand up, please?
I don't have 3 months I just start with them, I don't have 3 months yet with them,
Okay, and so you don't think you're gonna get paid?
no,
Is that going to be a hardship for you?
yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am, you're excused. All right, Miss Bristol,
Yes, please.
you started talking about something, and I'm not exactly sure what it was, but I wanted to ask you, what is it you were trying to tell me? I know you said you're unavailable July 7th, July 4th.
Yes, but when I was looking, yes, go ahead. When I was looking at the whole thing, if I was to be here for the whole month of June, I know for July I got my own plans, and for August and September, I'm gonna use the exact word I use. I got my husband and my sugar daddy.
Okay, ma'am, I only need to know what I need to know and nothing more. So
Okay.
what I need to know is if you're required to be present, is that a hardship for you?
Yeah, I won't get my bills paid. May I speak to?
Okay,
I have pets at home.
okay. So being here would be a hardship or an extreme inconvenience for you, is that correct?
Very inconvenient.
All right, thank you, ma'am, you're excused.
Thank you.
Come on, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, I gotta put this down, sorry.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bring in Ms. Moore, who was juror number 18. You usually get one in the bunch. Oops. Huh?
Your Honor, before this next juror comes in, can I put something on the record?
Absolutely.
I would just like to put on the record that the way that, that juror, Crystal was, Jane L. Bristol, number 7, was gesticulating when you were speaking to her. The court reporter is not going to see that, is not gonna be able to transcribe that, but clearly, she appeared wacky, for want of a better
Combative,
adjective.
rude, inappropriate.
Combative, wacky, and that's not something that's gonna come through on the transcript, and so I just would like to put that out there. She, kept wanting to talk about her sugar daddy, she then brought up her pets, she clearly did not wanna be a part of these proceedings and wanted to talk about her sugar daddy and her pets and, was combative, and I just wanna make that for the record.
I agree, that was my impression, and,
You're answering?
I'd just like the record to reflect that in reference to that juror number 7 is a black female, and although she may be wacky, that doesn't mean she doesn't have the ability to sit in this jury or at least get through the questionnaire.
okay,
She did not demonstrate, she said this would be an inconvenience, that's not a hardship.
okay, your objection's overruled. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. You can have a seat. The reason I had the bailiff bring you out is because I couldn't tell exactly where you were going with what you were gonna say, and it looked to me like you may be getting upset, and I didn't know, maybe I misread the situation, and if I did, I'm sorry. but we wanted to speak to you individually.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh.
I understand.
Okay, so you said that you've met the defendant in this case.
Yes.
And do you feel that you can serve on this jury and be fair and impartial?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, so am I reading you incorrectly when, it appears to me, I don't know if you're nervous or you're getting upset about the situation? Are you?
I'm upset about what he did.
Okay, well, what happened upsets a lot of people, and he has pled guilty, and so you have a right to your opinion, and you still could be eligible if you feel you can keep an open mind, be fair and impartial, and follow the law. If you feel that you cannot follow the law and you cannot be fair and impartial, then perhaps you're better suited for another jury panel. It's nothing personal, but sometimes it is personal for certain people. And without asking you exactly how you know him, or I don't know how much you are comfortable telling me.
I'm not uncomfortable sharing any of it, really. I guess, right, initially, I do feel I could be fair and impartial, based on the interaction that I had with him. If there is some argument to be made of him being like mentally not together, I couldn't necessarily say that I could agree with that after.
Okay, so given your knowledge of the defendant, Mr. Cruz, or of the circumstances surrounding this case, the crucial question is, can you be fair and impartial, and can you follow the law as I instruct you? If you feel that your personal experience is going to weigh on you or cause you to be unfair or cause you to prejudge the case, then that's a different story. And I know those are sort of big, heavy concepts, but it's only one that you can answer.
Yeah, it's honestly a little difficult to answer without going through the motions, you know? I mean, initially, if I was in the trial, were here, had listened to the arguments, and was able to assess in that time whether or not I felt I could be fair and impartial, it'd be a little easier to answer in that time. Sitting here now in front of you without having a little bit more foresight as to what questions are going to be answered, what's going to be discussed, I think that's why I'm struggling a little bit to come to a decision there.
Well, during this part of the trial, we never discussed with the potential jury what we call the facts of the case. That's why we ask general questions and we ask hypotheticals. So, again, just your knowledge of the situation, your knowledge of Mr. Cruz, if you feel you can be fair and impartial and you can follow the law, then that's one thing. If you don't feel, then that's another, and there's no right answer, it's just the truth. Whatever your answer is, it is.
I think I could be fair and impartial.
Okay. I'm gonna have you go in the back. I'm gonna have you fill out a questionnaire. And I'm gonna remind you, please do not discuss this case. I know that you might have some knowledge of the high school, of the defendant. Please do not talk to anyone about it. Do not talk to your friends or family members. Do you want to approach?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, go sidebar. Give me just 1 second. again, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I know this is a hard situation. Your answers are correct in that you, in other words, they're not correct or incorrect, but you're indicating that you can follow the law and be fair. But the way that you're coming to that decision appears that you're reflecting, you're thinking about it really hard, and that maybe you're trying to say the right thing, but you're hesitating a little bit. I just want to make sure, and again, I don't know you, and I could be completely reading the situation wrong, but we just need to know for sure. So what I'm going to ask you is, can you tell me how you know Mr. Cruz?
Yes, okay, so this, the event in question here happened in 2018. I met him, I'm estimating about a year and a half prior, through a series of acquaintances. My boyfriend at the time had a friend who had a friend that had a cabin out in Big Cypress, and that friend that owned the cabin, his son was friends with Mr. Cruz, and we were invited to go out to the cabin, so that's really the first and only time I met Mr. Cruz. And so we spent the weekend at the cabin. I didn't have a lot of dialogue with him. It was quite a while ago. I don't remember a lot of specifics. A lot of it is you know, it's been a while. But that's the extent of my.
Okay, and have you formed any fixed opinion as to the defendant in this case, or any fixed opinion as to the what the outcome should be in this case?
If you're talking about the difference between life in prison and.
At this
I don't
point,
think
there
it's that
shouldn't
what
be
you're
a fixed opinion. The juror's role is to follow the law and to be fair and impartial. So I'm wondering if, based upon your experience with Mr. Cruz, if you fixed an opinion as to the outcome, which at this point should be, I haven't heard anything, so I don't know. I'm going to follow the law. So I'm wondering if, because of your experience, that you have you formed an opinion prior to hearing any evidence?
If I had never met him before, I'm sure I would come to the same opinion of
Which is what?
what occurred. I would most likely. I'm not really interested in having people sit in jail for the rest of their lives as a taxpayer.
Okay, well, whether
I
or
don't know
not,
how else to answer that. I mean, there's certain people that I think should just be put to death. And
Okay,
in this situation, yeah, I've basically come to that conclusion.
well, I mean, that's the law in Florida. The law in Florida is if you are convicted of murder in the first degree under certain circumstances, you either do life in prison without the possibility of parole or death. So that's the law. Whether or not you favor or disfavor the law, it doesn't have an effect on your ability to be fair and impartial unless it does. Do you see what I'm saying? Only certain cases are appropriate, certain sentences are appropriate for certain cases, and that will be part of your decision. But have you made an opinion on your decision already?
Have I come to a conclusion
Correct.
as to what I would decide? I don't foresee very many scenarios where I would decide that he should be spending the rest of his life in prison versus being put to death.
Okay.
I don't think that's something I would decide.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry to have to keep questioning you. I'm just gonna speak to the lawyers for a minute and we'll be right with you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you. Okay, I was handed a note from the bailiff that juror number 19, Ms. Heidegger, says she will not be available the first 2 weeks of May. Also, juror number 23, according to the note from the bailiff, Mr. Fisher says he will not be available in the month of August, and he is a business owner of a small business. So let me bring those two back in so that I can find out exactly what the issue is that they didn't say at the beginning. This is juror number 19 and juror number 23. Can we bring them back in,
And
please?
Your Honor, for purposes of the record, 23 was the juror that the defense brought to your attention had some sort of interaction that they wanted you to talk to him about.
Okay, well, let me first ask him if he has a hardship. That's what he's saying, and if that's the case, then that'll end it. Can we please have juror number 19, Valerie Heidegger, and juror number 23, Jason Fisher? Ian, Mr. Marcus's earphones, at least from my hearing point, it was breaking up, like crackling. Trish, did you hear that too?
Yeah, I heard the same thing,
And so I don't know if his battery is dead or low. While we're waiting, we're gonna give you all the list for the third group because they're waiting outside.
There's the answer.
Good afternoon again. Are you Mr. Fisher?
I am.
Okay, I understand that you, after you left, had a concern that you are not available in August and that you are a business owner. So let me start with the business owner. You own your own business and that's how you make your income?
I do.
Okay, so have you decided that by serving,
I think the length of this being out from my business would be too long, and I don't know how that would affect my business.
Okay.
I'm guessing negatively.
okay, and then you're not available for the entire month of August, is that correct?
No, not for the whole month. For the week of the 22nd to the 25th, my daughter's, she's a senior now in high school, and she's going off to college, and I have to move her into her college.
Okay, so just a quick follow-up on the business owner. So you said you don't know how it would affect you. Do you think it would have would it be a hardship or an extreme inconvenience
I
for
would
you?
think so. This amount of period of time, I would think so.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. And Ms. Heidegger, how are you?
Okay,
I understand that you're not available for 2 weeks in May, is that correct?
yes.
And when is that?
Well, we have plans to leave at the end of the month after my husband has a skin cancer procedure. and
Okay,
then we
the
have-
end of April?
Correct.
Okay,
And then we're gonna be gone for most of May. And then we typically go away most of the summer too, but I didn't know that that would be considered a hardship.
well, if you have plans and you've already made arrangements, then now's the time to let us know. So you are going to be gone from April through the end of May?
Yes.
And do you know exactly when you'll be returning?
Middle of May, because I'm also a part-time student, so
so from April to mid-May, and then when else did you plan to travel over the summer?
We have a second residence,
Okay.
so I don't have exact dates.
Okay, but your second residence, you frequently spend I don't wanna put words in your mouth, but I'm thinking a lot of people go to their second home in the summer.
Yes,
How long would you plan on spending there, even if you don't have exact dates?
maybe like intermittently, like a few weeks at a time. I don't have set dates.
No, that's okay, so let me ask you this, so from June to August, or June to September, typically, how long would you typically spend in, where's your other home?
In Maine,
In Maine, how much of that time do you typically spend in Maine?
maybe like about 2 to 3 week increments, depending on our schedules.
So about half the month.
Correct.
Would it be an extreme inconvenience for you if you were to serve and not be able to go with your husband to your home in Maine?
I wouldn't call it an inconvenience, it would just, I don't know how to.
Well, it's, look, you know.
And then the other issue is, our eldest daughter is gonna be transitioning to, another college in the fall, August. So I was planning to help her transition with that move.
And that's, like mid-August,
Something like that.
for how long?
You know, a few days.
Okay, so,
I don't have exact dates.
that's okay. I don't wanna put words in your mouth, but I also don't want to, affect your entire summer in the way that you normally spend it. So, you have to tell me, rather than me telling you.
I understand.
Would this be a hardship for your family,
Yeah,
for you to be away?
yeah, for this period of time.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to excuse, actually, Mr. Fisher and Ms. Heidegger, I'm going to, rather than have you fill out those forms, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you back to the jury room. Thank you for your time. And that was juror number 19, Ms. Heidegger, and juror number 23, Mr. Jason Fisher.
Judge, the defense will be favored on juror 19.
Okay?
And I respect the court's ruling, but I understand that, first of all, she did not indicate that she had any set dates. She's talking to us about a pattern of travel that she has every summer. And she never once said, she consistently said it would be an inconvenience if she has things to do. It's gonna be an inconvenience for every single person that sits here. We're asking a tremendous amount of these jurors. But I don't think that not being able to go on vacation when she doesn't have plans, constitutes an undue hardship. That's just what our objection is to the record.
Want to add anything? I disagree. If somebody regularly spends half their time at a second home, and she did say at the end that it's a hardship for her family. So, over the defense objection, I am excusing her. She's
Your Honor,
excused.
I have a suggestion,
Sure.
that instead of using the term extreme inconvenience.
That's what the statute says. But, okay, I'm open to suggestions, but I'm just trying to.
I would just, everybody has an inconvenience, and everybody describes, somebody, not playing golf on Thursdays is an extreme inconvenience to them. So, the thing is an extreme hardship, and I think if we just limit it to that, extreme hardship.
It was obvious that she doesn't want to say that that's an extreme hardship, but, she did at the end say it's a hardship, but an extreme inconvenience, to me, somebody that spends half the summer, every week on, week off, 1 week on, 1 week off at a second home with their family.
I'm not complaining about
Oh,
her.
okay. But I was using
I
the,
understand your ruling, and it may come under extreme hardship, but I just think the terminology, for the jurors is much more significant when you use extreme hardship rather than extreme inconvenience. Because an
mean, I am using the exact language from the statute.
No, and I know not only you're using the same language, you're using the same standard, because you're basically doing it and asking you, it's for the hardship that's gonna affect you. So basically, you're using extreme hardship. I just think by just using that term and also just keeping, the markers that you're using is fine.
Okay. Okay. All right, so the next group is waiting outside. You all should have your charts. I know that it's getting late, but these people have been waiting all day to talk to us, so I'm gonna try to get to them.
We have 3 minutes, Your Honor?
Oh, absolutely, I still have to make my chart.
Did I get it? I don't think I got a sheet.
I don't know.
Oh, then I need to change out the ones that they left behind. Maybe put some of them in the meeting.
We need, everybody in this next group needs a group. Cover page with the group needs to document there. Okay?
Don't throw it away. Thanks. I'm gonna get them. I don't have enough time. If it says B, then BB. But I think they won't say B. here all the way at the end. Number one, all the way at the end.
Good afternoon. Come on in and have a seat. Thank you for your patience. It's not going to be too much longer. Okay, thank you. Everyone may be seated. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. I know you've been here all day. It's been a long day. We're going to get through this as quickly as possible, and you'll be on your way. My name is Judge Elizabeth Scher, and I'm going to be the judge presiding over jury selection in this case. In order to have a fair and lawful trial, there are rules that all jurors must follow. A basic rule is that jurors must decide the case only on the evidence presented in the courtroom. With that said, you must not communicate with anyone, including friends and family members, about this case, the people and places involved, or your jury service. You must not disclose your thoughts about this case or ask for advice on how to decide the case. This rule remains in effect until I tell you nicely that you're excused from your service. We are going to have, this is a long trial, so we're going to do jury selection in phases. And you may be asked to come back for phase 2, but you may not be asked to be selected to serve. So until I instruct you that you are excused from your jury service, you may not talk about the case, discuss the case, do any research about the case, look up the words, look up the places, don't text, blog, tweet, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, or any of these other things. Do not send or accept any messages to or from anybody about your jury service. You must keep your electronic devices off while you're in here in the courtroom. Don't do any research. Don't try to read specific newspaper articles or watch TV or use the computer to find out about the people and places involved in this case. And this applies whether you are in the courthouse, at home, or anywhere else. Again, when I tell you you're excused and you don't have to come back here, that means you're free to talk about whatever you want. However, until that time, you are under an order not to discuss what goes on in this courtroom outside of the courtroom. Okay, the matter before us today is the criminal case of the state of Florida versus Nicholas Cruz. This case stems from a school shooting that occurred on February 14th, 2018 at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Please understand that although you may be familiar with the case, you will not be excused merely for that reason alone. Charlene. Nicholas Cruz, the defendant in this case, has pled guilty to 17 counts of murder in the first degree in a previous proceeding. The only issue that will be before you, if you are selected to serve on the jury, is the appropriate sentence for each of the 17 counts. The punishment is either life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or death. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of jury selection is to find a number of people who can follow the law and serve as fair and impartial jurors. In order to be eligible, first and foremost, you must be able to follow the law as I instruct you. All of the laws that apply to this case, I will instruct you on. So don't worry if you're not familiar with all of the laws. You don't need to be familiar. You just need to know how to follow instructions and agree that you will abide by the instructions as given by myself, the judge. At this time, I would ask the state to please introduce themselves to the jury.
Good afternoon, my name is Carolyn McCann, Assistant State Attorney.
Good afternoon, my name is Michael Sachs, Assistant State Attorney.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Marcus, and I'm the Assistant State Attorney.
Good afternoon, my name is Nicole Chapani, and I am an assistant state attorney.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Klinger, and I'm also an Assistant State Attorney.
Good afternoon, my name is Aaron Stitsky, and I'm a legal assistant.
Okay, at this time, I would ask the defense to please introduce themselves and your client to the prospective panel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Melissa McNeil, and I, along with Noel Ashman, ACC Corp., Tamar Curtis, David Wheeler, and Kate O'Shea, represent Nicholas Cruz.
By a show of hands, is there anyone here who personally knows any of the members of the state, the prosecution team, which is the table in front of me, any of the defense attorneys, which is this table over here, or the defendant in this case by a show of hands? Does anyone personally know any of these individuals? Okay, for the record, I don't see anyone raising their hand. So jury selection in this case is going to be completed in phases. For example, after speaking with you today, if you still remain in the jury pool, you will not be required to return until May. So you have a schedule on your seat. You are going to be considered Group B. You notice you won't have a schedule for May, for the month of April, because you will not be required to return if you're selected to return for the second phase until May. And it shows on your calendar that was on your seat the days and times that you'll be required to return for Group B. On the days that you're not here, so you know, we will continue to interview other prospective jurors. And those of you who remain with us will be brought back for additional questioning. This process will go on until there's a sufficient pool of jurors to select those who will stay with us and will be impaneled as the jury in this case. After we have selected a jury, we anticipate the trial beginning on May 31st, which is the Tuesday following the Memorial Day weekend. Your service will continue through the months of June, July, August, and September. Once the trial begins, we will work from approximately 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. There are a number of days that are marked on the provided calendars when we will not have court, and you will not be required to be present. Under rare circumstances, we may work past 5, but generally our hours will be 9 to 5. For example, one situation where we may work just past 5 is if a witness is on the stand and their testimony is almost finished, but not quite, we may go past 5 to finish. If there is a particular day when we are scheduled to be here and you have an appointment or another obligation, but you are otherwise available to serve, please let me know and I will do my best to accommodate you. I understand that many of you will be unable to serve due to the length of the trial. If your service on this jury would cause you a hardship, you will be excused. I'm going to give you a few examples of a hardship. If you are a full-time parent or caregiver and you're unable to make accommodations, other accommodations to watch perhaps your minor child, your grandchildren, or your elderly parent, you will be excused. If you are a business owner, a subcontractor or an independent contractor, or a sole practitioner, if you work on commission, if you work on tips, if you're in an industry of business where you only make money when you are at work physically, and it would affect you financially to be able to set aside this amount of time and miss work, you will be excused. If you are a full-time employee, your employer may not penalize you for your jury service. However, they are not required to pay you for the entire time. Now, some employers will pay you. I don't know exactly which ones do and which ones don't. Perhaps you've checked with them before you've come in today, perhaps not. If you feel that you are otherwise available to serve, if your employers are going to pay you, but you're unsure, we can give you an opportunity, and we will give you an opportunity to contact them to ask them for sure. Okay, so at this time, keeping your schedules that are the calendars that are on your chairs in mind, I'm going to go section by section and ask you to raise your hand if you feel that serving on the jury in this case would cause you a hardship. The first row, if you would please raise your hand. Ms. Joseph, Mr. Garcia, when I call, don't keep your hand up till I call your name, please. Ms. Ackle, Ms. Ahmad, Mr. Manini, Ms. Giacone, Ms. Yancey, and then the other two left in the row, Mr. Standen and Ms. Andrew, you do not have your hand raised. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you are available for the time periods that I have set forth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. In the second row, please raise your hand if you feel you have a great hardship or a hardship in committing to this period of time to serve. Second row. Please keep your hand up until I call you. I see Mr. Martinez, juror number 13. Mr. Morgan, juror number 14. Juror number 15, Ms. Kessel. Juror number 16, Ms. Sims. Juror number 17, Ms. Stark. And juror number 19, Mr. Azwin. Did I miss anyone? I missed Mr. Standen, you raised your hand. Juror number 10. Is there anyone else? Mr. Pomplus? No, you're Mr. Pomplus, you're Mr. Martinez, I got you, but then I got Mr. Morgan, Ms. Kessel, Ms. Sims, Ms. Stark, and Mr. Azwin. Did I miss anyone in this section? Okay, so let's briefly, let me say this also. If you are if you are among the many people where English is not your first language, good for you for knowing more than one language, that's more than I know, but if you do not understand English 100%, please let me know, because we're not faulting you, I'm not criticizing you, it's just that the trial is going to be conducted in English, and we need to make sure that you understand 100% of what's going on. So if you feel that you do not understand the English language 100%, then you know what, I'm just going to start with this section, and then, sir, I'll get back to you in just a moment. Okay, Ms. Joseph, do you have a hardship, ma'am? You raised your hand about a hardship.
I'm speaking this word, but I'm coming to my daughter, but my daughter stay outside. I don't understand everything you can tell me.
Okay.
But I speak a little bit, but I don't speak English well.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Where are you from, ma'am?
I'm from the East.
Okay, so your first language is Creole?
Yeah, Creole.
Okay. You say it a lot nicer than I did. Okay, Mr. Garcia.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
After a few months we are unemployed, I finally found a job, and I'm pretty much in orientation right now. And,
Okay.
And plus also my lease expired on first week of June, so I'll be moving from one place to another one. So.
Okay, I know you just started the job. Do you think they'll pay you to be gone for all of that time? No. And would that cause a hardship for you financially?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Ackle?
Yes, I'm a business owner, and there's no one else in the company that does what I do. Plus, I am the person who drives my grandchildren to and from school, and they stay at my office once I pick them up, because my son-in-law is one of my leads in the field, and if I can't do that, then he can't be in the field, and I don't have a lead.
Okay, so
And-
for numerous reasons, if you were
Numerous.
required to be here, you and your son would suffer financially.
Yes, and the whole company, because I'm the one who has to deal with the insurance companies and negotiating and all the financial end.
I understand.
So it's like 5 different families will not be able to
Thank you.
get paid.
Ms. Ahmad?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
I'm a single mom and I take care of my 2 girls. I'm also a teacher and they go to school with me, so I have no ride for them.
So after school, they go home with you?
Yeah, they
Okay.
go with me and after school.
And there's
yeah.
no one else to take care of?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, Mr. Manini?
Yes, Sharon, I'm a limousine driver, so I solely provide for myself and my partner. So I don't work, I don't
And
get
that's
paid.
that's a gratuity?
It's all commission and gratuity.
Commission and
Yes,
gratuity?
ma'am.
So it would be a financial hardship
Yeah.
for you?
Plus, I was just out for 5 months for surgery, so I can't afford to be out longer.
I understand. Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you.
Ms. Giacone?
I'm with a small business, and I don't think the business owner's gonna pay for that long.
Okay, do you feel it would be a great hardship for you to commit the amount of time that we need you to commit to? You do? How small is the business?
We have maybe 7, 8 office staff.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Yancey?
I'm self-employed, I'm a hairstylist, my busiest days is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Slow days are Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Single parent, grandkids, main survivor of income.
I understand. So if you don't work as a hairstylist, you don't get paid because it's commission and tips?
I'm self-employed, so I work for myself, I pay for my chair,
Right.
so.
So if
I
you're
don't
not
work-
there, there's no money.
Right,
And would that cause a hardship for you, ma'am?
most definitely will.
I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Standen?
Yes. I both go to college as well as I work at a small business as well. And I'm not full-time, but I choose my own schedule, but if I don't work, I don't get paid, and I don't think that they would be able to pay me for that long, and that would pose a financial hardship.
How often are you in class?
Right now, 4 days a week.
And do you go to school in the summer?
I'm going to attempt to if classes are offered, but
So if you had to be here, you couldn't work your part-time job and you would have to miss school?
Yes.
Is that right?
yeah, and that would delay my graduation by quite a while.
Okay, the next row I have Mr. Martinez. How are you?
Very good, thank you. I work for a big company, but we're talking about 4 months, and I don't think they are willing to serve, but I depend really big on my income. This is part of the overtime.
Oh, overtime you said?
Exactly, when I work, because I work more than 40 hours per week, every week, and
So even if they did compensate,
even
you
if they
wouldn't get
compensate
overtime?
me, the 40 hours is not enough for me. I can do it for maybe a couple weeks, but 4 months will be a big hardship.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Morgan?
How you doing, Your Honor?
Hi.
Yeah, I'm a subcontractor, so I only make money when I'm actually working, and there's no other source of income I have besides that.
What kind of subcontractor? Construction?
Marine.
Okay. And so if you're out of work, you're not getting a paycheck? Ms. Kessel?
I go to college, I work full-time, and I go to school full-time. I go to Miami-Dade College, and my classes start at 5 p.m. So the only way for me to make my classes would have to be leaving at 4 o'clock. And if we have to stay until 5, it would be a problem for me. And my classes are every day, Monday to Friday, including the summer.
Now, so we'd have to let you leave at 4. What about studying and those types of things? When do you go to school at night?
I work full-time during the day, and this is a full-time program at night.
So
I study after I get home.
Okay. So if you were required to serve, would that be a hardship for you?
I would only be able to do it if I was able to leave at 4, because it takes me an hour to get to downtown Miami.
Okay, so you're assuming if your employer paid you for your full-time job during the day and you were able to leave at 4 to get to Miami?
And I don't know if they're gonna be able to pay me. If it was a few weeks, I'm sure they wouldn't mind, but 4 months, I don't know if it's a company of about 18 to 20 employees, so it's not
Okay.
really a big company. So I don't know if they'll be able to pay me for 4 months.
Okay. All right, thank you. Ms. Sims?
Yes. I work full-time. I'm the sole provider for my family. I'm also the department head of a small company. So if I'm not there for 4 months, I know that I would have to use vacation time to get paid, and that's only 2 weeks. So the other times I would not be getting any sort of income.
Would that be a hardship for you, ma'am?
Yes, it would be.
Okay. Ms. Stark?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I work full-time, but I'm not sure they're gonna pay me for 4 months. And that's gonna be a hardship for me.
Okay. Where do you work?
Calls?
So if Kohl's, you work full-time for Kohl's?
I work full-time,
Is it a
yes.
salary job or is it a commission job?
It's a salary.
Okay.
but-
Do you, if they would compensate you for being here, would you otherwise be available to serve?
If they pay me the full amount of
Do
my
you,
salary.
do you want to take a minute and we can let you use your phone out in the hallway to give them a call?
Okay, I can do.
Okay?
Good now?
Yes, they'll show you where to go. Mr. Azweem? Hi.
I'm a realtor,
Okay?
and you know how that works.
Yes, I do. But why don't you tell me anyway, so that we're not
So,
just reading each other's
Yeah, I
mind?
get paid 100% on commission. If I'm not out selling something, or if I'm not there, I'm not getting paid. Sometimes even when I'm there, I'm not getting paid.
So that would be a hardship for you to be away from your work for this amount of time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Moberly.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Would it be possible for me to call my employer as well?
Yes.
I just want to check if she would come.
Okay, so you're juror number 11, this is Ms. Moberly, you wanna step outside and call your employer, that's absolutely fine, the bailiffs will show you where to go. Okay, in the back area, I'm gonna ask you all first to raise your hand if you believe you have a hardship, and when I call your name, you can put your hand down, and then I'll go back through everyone individually. So in this, when I say back row, I'm talking the row that's directly facing me. Please raise your hand if you believe you have a hardship, if you were selected to serve. Okay, when I call your name, you can put your hand down. Mr. Young, juror number 22. Ms. Warner, juror number 23. Mr. Rogers, juror number 24. Ms. Johnson, juror number 26. Ms. Kobayashi, juror number 27. Juror number 28, Mr. Beverly. Juror number 29, Mr. Sincora. Juror number 30, Mr. Rodriguez. Juror number 31, Ms. How do I say it? Benoit. Juror number 32, Ms. Teresnek, thank you. Juror number 33, Ms. Zakarian. Zakarian. Juror number 34, Mr. Trujillo. Juror number 36, Ms. Nelson. Juror number 37, Mr. Gandara. Juror number 38, Mr. Cameron. Juror number 39, Ms. Flowers, and juror number 40, Ms. Kelly. Did I miss anyone? I think that might have been everybody. Okay. I'm going to start in the front row with juror number 22, Mr. Young.
Yes, I have childcare issues to and from school, and I don't think work would pay me for 4 months off.
Okay, tell me about your child care issues.
I have a daughter that gets picked up at 1 o'clock every day, and she doesn't have a ride home either way.
And are you the only one that can pick her up for that period of time?
Yes, because my wife works during the day and I work at night.
Okay, Ms. Warner, juror number 23.
Yes, I'm the only sales manager for my job, and I work off a salary and commission.
If you were to serve and you were not making commission for this period of time, would that be a hardship for you?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Rogers.
Yes, how are you doing?
Hi.
I do work a commission-based job, however, I don't know if my company will pay me or not. I do want to call them and ask, and if they do allow me to, I wouldn't mind serving.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and do that right now, if you don't mind? Mr. Henderson, did you raise your hand?
Yes, ma'am, good afternoon.
Hi.
I'm having optic surgery on my left knee. I don't have an exact date yet, but I'm anticipating soon. And, I just wanted to, make the court aware of that.
Okay. Do you know how long you'll be out when you have that surgery? Is it a 2-week, 3-week, 4-month recovery? I don't know.
Some time ago, I had it on the right knee.
Okay, so you know what's coming.
And it took me 3 months. I don't know if it's better or not, improved or what.
Okay, and are you going to have that surgery in the next 30 days, do you think?
I'm hoping because it's swollen right now and I got fluid on it.
So they have to wait for the fluid to go to.
Yeah, my primary, he's aware of the fluid, and he said to try to get it operated on as soon as possible.
Okay, so you anticipate in the next month or two?
I hope, well before then, if not, I'm gonna have to go to the emergency room.
And when you were out on your other knee, you said it was a 3-month recovery period. Is that something where you have to be in bed, or what is the recovery?
No, just because of the kind of work I was doing, I was able to go work on night duty in the office. And
How long do you have to be out completely?
altogether, I was out for 3 months,
Okay,
and then I went back to light duty.
I understand. So, I mean, I don't know how painful it was, but if after your surgery, would you be able to come back and serve, do you think?
With crutches, yes.
Okay, but how soon, we don't want you to have to come here if you're in pain. How long did it take you to get to the point where you could sit comfortably for 8 hours a day?
At least a couple of months. I had to keep it elevated all the time.
Okay,
In addition, I don't know if law enforcement retirement applies.
are you a retired law enforcement officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're having surgery in the next 30 days, and then for a couple of months, you have to keep it elevated and you'll be in pain.
Yes, ma'am.
I hate to give you that terrible prognosis, but, so would it be a hardship for you to have to come in here and sit?
Well, since I've been here this morning, I had to get up and walk around periodically,
Okay.
because it goes numb on me,
Right, oh, I'm sorry.
and, count me in.
Count you in?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the only thing is that if there's gonna be a period of time where you're unavailable, in other words, usually when you have surgery, I mean, I haven't had knee surgery, but foot surgery. It was a 2-week period of time where it hurt so bad I could barely sit still for 5 minutes. Do you anticipate that type of a thing?
Yes, very possibility, yes.
Because we can't have you, we don't wanna require you to sit here if you're in pain. Do you know what I mean?
Right, right.
So what do you think?
I would say, don't come in.
I mean, we can accommodate you to a certain extent. I can let you get up and walk around. We can elevate your knee. That's not a problem. But I don't want you to have to be here if you're very uncomfortable every day and having to deal with that.
Right. In addition to that, I tried to give one of the clerks this morning, this particular form, but she asked me to just wait until I come up and give it to you and let you look at it. So it was an excuse for it.
Okay, do you want to pass it to the bailiff?
Yes.
Is that because of your knee problem?
And the number one question.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you for letting me know, sir. All right, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
My mom recently had a heart attack a few days ago. Her surgery was today to see what's going on with her heart. I'm an only child. I also need to know, I'll be having to do caretaking for her, and then I also have an issue, I make tips with my job, so that's a hardship, and me and you are old friends.
Are you Carrie? I think you taught me how to roller skate.
Yes! We lived in the same neighborhood, we grew up together.
I remember. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Well, that wouldn't be a conflict, but I'm sorry to hear about your mom.
Yeah, so I need.
You're gonna be taking care of her?
Yeah, as far as I know, for a little while, until I figure it out.
And if you don't work, you don't get paid because you work on tips?
Yes,
So
correct.
would that be a financial hardship?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
With my family and daughter, yes.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Miss Kobayashi? Hi, how are you?
So my case is different than everybody. I already booked another trip. I won't be in the town in June
How long, when will you be gone?
to the California.
Right, but what days? Do you know what?
I have to look at my phone because I usually book like a way before, so, but
Okay.
can I?
Is it for a week, a month? So you're not available 1 week in June?
Yeah,
Is there anything else?
and, July of the one day I won't be here.
Okay. So you're not, you have is it a vacation or it's a work trip?
It's a family thing.
So a pre-planned family trip for 1 week in June and 1 day in July? Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Beverly?
Yes, how you doing?
Hi.
I work from home 6 days a week for a company in New York, and I know they won't pay me for the time off.
Okay, would that be a hardship for you,
It
sir?
would be a very big hardship, yes.
All right, thank you. Mr. Sincora?
I'm the sole provider for my family. I'm sure that my company will not pay for all this time. Also, my wife has a medical procedure scheduled for end of May, which requires me to take care of the baby for a couple of weeks at least, if not more. Also, English is not my first language.
Okay.
I understand what you guys are saying, but if it's happening fast, I miss things.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez? Hi.
We already paid for a 2 weeks vacation in June,
Okay,
and I don't know with the company that I work, I normally get paid by the hour, so I don't know if they guarantee a specific amount, so I will have to call them, because normally I work more than normal, so
but your vacation in June is for 2 weeks and it's already planned?
he already paid.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir.
And for the pay, it's okay if I call the company now, or I can call later on?
Sure, you can give them a call if you want to. Miss Benoit?
Yes, I have 3 jobs and I go to school at night. I am a single mom and I also have to take my kids to school and pick them up during my first job on breaks. And it will be a hardship they will not get.
You're a busy lady. Thank you. Mr. Chesernik? Cheresnik, Mr. Cheresnik. Ms. Cheresnik, sorry.
I take care of my kid, my husband runs our family.
Okay, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. Is there any way you can stand, would you mind standing up? And if you're comfortable removing your mask while you talk so we can hear you? Go ahead.
My husband runs our business, our family business, so I'm home taking care of the kids. Also in the summer, I work as a camp counselor with my children and they will not pay me.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Zakarian?
Hi.
Hi.
My work will only pay for 5 days, and then after that, it would be a severe hardship for me. And also, I'm going in for surgery the end of April, and I'll need like 3 weeks recovery.
Okay.
And I just lost my mom on the 17th, and for 2 weeks in June, I'm going to Connecticut for the celebration of life.
Okay, I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for letting me know. Mr. Trujillo? Hi, would you mind standing up, sir, so that we can see you and hear you? Thank you.
Sure. So I'm a full-time student. I'm also taking classes this summer. This was a significant hardship to me, delaying my graduation. I'm also moving out of the county soon. I work a part-time job and I need that money to pay for rent.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Nelson?
I'm a full-time employee. I'm not sure if my employer will pay me for the 4 months. I did start a small business. I'm not sure if I would have enough time to continue that. And plus, my kids do need me to pick them up after school on certain days.
What?
Activities.
Let's start with the children. How many children do you have and how old are they?
I have 3, 18, 15, and 12.
And you pick them up from school?
Yeah, let's say they have activities.
Right.
They play soccer and track. So some days I do pick them up.
That's your job some days, driving them all around, right? Okay, so, sir, is there a specific time that you would have to leave to get the kids?
Usually after 6, I pick them up on certain days.
Okay, do you drive them around during the day at all?
No.
Okay.
After school.
And then you also said that you have an employer that you're not sure will pay you?
I'm not sure they're gonna cover me for the 4 months if I,
Is it a full-time job?
it is
And who do you work for?
Costco.
Okay, other than, if your employer were to pay you for your time missed, is there any other reason that you cannot serve?
Other than that, no.
Because I don't want to make you go through the motions of stepping outside to call them to find out. It's a big company, they might pay you, I'm not sure. So that you could handle the kids and all of that?
It seems like most likely the time that we'll be employed until 5.
Right.
So it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Okay,
Biggest thing is the employer.
okay, do you want to take a moment to step outside and give them a call?
I can.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and do that? Thank you. Mr. Nelson?
Miss Nelson.
I thought I was looking at this gentleman. Miss,
Gandara.
did you raise your hand, sir?
Yes,
What is your last name?
Gandara.
Oops.
Gandara.
Thank you. I got you mixed up with the, hold on a second. says he's got it all. So. What is the gentleman's name next to Mr. Gandara?
Cameron.
Okay, thank you. Hold on. No, this is free. Is there a Ms. Rosalie Nelson?
That's who just went outside to use the phone to call her employee.
Okay, I thought that was Miss Frazier. Miss Frazier, we didn't call on you. You didn't raise your hand. Okay, so Miss Frazier is juror number 35. She does not have a conflict. Ms. Nelson, juror number 36, is the lady with 3 kids who works at Costco and she stepped outside. Okay, Mr. Gandara, go ahead, sir. Thank you for your patience.
So I don't think I'm going to feel comfortable with the English, technical English done.
Okay, where are you from, sir?
I'm going to talk here. I am from Cuba.
Okay.
And also, I have a child support to pay to my daughter. So, and my company, they don't even pay me for when I was COVID, so I
Okay.
think they're going to pay for this.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Cameron?
Yes, ma'am. I'm self-employed. I'm it would hurt my business if I should take some time off.
Okay. That would be a financial hardship for you?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Flowers?
Hardship will come from childcare and work. I don't think they'll pay for me being out so long. And
Okay.
I'm currently on probation at work.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Would you mind standing up and just lowering your mask so we can just hear you? That was a lot of things.
Childcare and work.
Okay, let's start with childcare.
My childcare services are from, they function from Monday through Thursday, because I'm off on Fridays.
So you're responsible for caring for your child all day Friday?
Yes.
And there's no one else that can fill in for you?
Not at this time, no.
Would it cause a hardship for you if you had to be here on Fridays?
Not really, but I have no one to watch him, and I don't think my job will pay for me for the 4 months or so, plus I'm on probation.
Okay, so with the child, you don't think it would cause you a hardship but you don't have anyone else to watch the child?
On Fridays, correct.
So you would,
Yeah, it will cause a hardship, because I have no one.
okay. Okay, thank you. Ms. Kelly?
I don't have a financial hardship, I have an emotional hardship with the case, and besides that, in the summer, we go to New York.
And when do you go?
We usually Memorial Day, we come back October.
Okay, would that be a hardship for you if you were not able to go? Is that your second home?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's already planned with your family?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Nelson, any luck?
No, I didn't get any response.
Okay. So Ms. Nelson, I just want to make sure that if we were to ask you to come back in May, and then perhaps sit June, July, August and September, if Costco agrees to pay you, are you able to serve?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, at this time, if I call your name, you're going to go with the bailiff. You're going to fill out a questionnaire. Please print legibly. Remember, you are in Group B. Please take the schedule that is on your chair, the calendar, because it tells you the dates and times you will be required to return. When you go back to you'll go back to what we call the jury room to fill out your questionnaires. Please do not discuss the questionnaire among yourselves. Please don't ask anyone, well, what did you put for number 4 or anything like that. Fill it out yourselves. Please do not discuss the case. Please do not try to go on your phone and look anything up. And that order remains in effect until such time that you are excused. Will the following people, if I call your name, please go with Deputy Blackwood, Bailiff Blackwood. Ms. Kusama?
Judge Rubin, she stepped out, that's the jury name.
Okay, never mind, sorry. Ms. Andrew? Ms. Moberly, were you able to get in touch with your employer?
Yeah, she won't compensate me.
They won't pay you? Okay, and will that be a hardship for you if you don't get paid? Mr. Pompoulos, you're gonna go with the bailiff to fill out your questionnaire. Please take your schedule, thank you. Ms. Foster, Mr. Harden, Ms. Hernandez, juror number 21. Mr. Rogers, did you have any luck?
So they said they're
Oh.
going to take the phone. Oh, you called? Okay.
Sorry, sir, I didn't realize, I thought you were already sitting down. I didn't mean to make you shout from across.
No worries. So yeah, I called them, they told me they'd get back to me in about 30 minutes. So I just have to wait for this call back.
Okay, so my only other question is, you said you also work on commission, and my understanding of commission is if you don't work, you don't make that money.
So it's a commission and hourly?
So you're okay forgoing the commission,
Well,
going without it?
I can, I'd rather not, but I can work on just the hourly, but I'd rather not.
Okay, so the bottom line is it going to be a hardship for you to go without commission for approximately 4 months?
Yes, it would.
I appreciate your effort. You get an A+ for effort. Okay. Ms. Frazier? And is Ms. Nelson back? I just called on you, I know. Were you able to call your employer?
I did, but I didn't get any response.
Oh, you said that. Sorry. We've been through a lot of people today, I'm seeing double. So my suggestion is this, Ms. Nelson, is that I will excuse you. You can fill out the questionnaire. You can follow up with your employer. If you find out that they're not going to pay you, you can contact my office and let us know. My information is gonna be given to you with a business card, okay? So just give my office a call, and then she'll provide an email if you have a problem, and then you can put it in writing, and we'll go from there, okay? And don't forget to take your schedule, and you're gonna be in, Group B. Ms. Stark. Is Ms. Stark back?
Yeah, I have to call back tomorrow morning because they don't have an answer.
Okay. All right, Ms. Stark, I'm gonna ask you to go with the sheriff's office to please fill out a form, the questionnaire. Please take the schedule, and I'm gonna give you the same instructions. When you hear from your employer, if you find out that they're not going to compensate you,
Okay.
please contact my office. If there's no issues, then you can report back on the date assigned in Group B, okay? This is juror number 17, Ms. Stark. Okay, Mr. Henderson, so you're over 70 and they wouldn't excuse you even though you wanted to be excused?
They didn't even look at it.
Well, you are automatically excused, and you have checked that you want to be permanently excused. And if that's the case, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I hope you feel better, and I hope your knee surgery goes well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna take a minute to confer with the lawyers. I'm gonna put the white noise on. It's gonna take us just a few minutes. You all can talk among yourselves. Please don't discuss the case or anything that's gone on, but you can chat about anything else, the weather, whatever else you want to talk about, just not what's going on in here, okay? Thank you. people, if your name is called, you are excused from your service, which means you can talk about whatever you want. Don't do it till you get out of the courthouse, though, please, just in case you run into somebody who is going to be coming back. Okay, the following people are excused. Do they have to go back to the jury room? You do not have to go back to the jury room, you can just go. Juror number 1, Miss Joseph. Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Sure.
Where can I get a letter for my job to be on excuse?
Okay, so the summons,
Because it close at 4:30 downstairs.
Okay.
They close at 4:30. They tell me they close at 4:30 after that. So it's past way 4:30.
do you need something in addition to your summons?
I'm in a new job, so
Okay.
I don't even get paid for today because I'm just like in probation, so.
Okay, so, sir, just do me a
I
favor.
don't really care about the money, I just care about being excused.
When she speaks, just let her finish. It's hard to get two people out at the same time.
It's okay. Just give us a minute and I'll put together something for you, okay? You are Mr. Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice.
Okay. Miss Joseph, you're excused. Mr. Garcia, you're excused, but just stick with us for a minute. Is there somewhere where we can have him wait? He just needs to go with I'm gonna just type up a letter for him really quick. Okay, Miss Ackle is excused. Miss Ahmad is excused. Mr. Manini is excused. Ms. Giacone is excused. Ms. Yancey is excused. Mr. Standen is excused. Also, the following people are excused: Ms. Moberly, Mr. Martinez, Mr. Morgan, Ms. Kessel, Ms. Sims, and Mr. Osween. What is your name, Miss?
Thank you, John.
I had a
Thank you.
test today.
It's no problem. I'm sorry, what is your last name?
Kessel, K-E-S-S-E-L.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note. I need you to give me like 10 minutes and I'll write something out, okay? Okay, also the following people are excused: Mr. Young, Ms. Warner, Mr. Rogers, Ms. John.
Sorry, not to interrupt you, but whenever my HR department does call me back, I'm gonna ask them if they are able to pay me a portion of my commission or some part of my commission.
Okay, so do you wanna go, you really wanna serve, that's good. You wanna fulfill your civic duty. So do you wanna go ahead and fill out a form? You'll be considered part of Group B, and then you can let us know if something changes, you can send us an email,
Sounds good?
okay? Would you take this gentleman back, and this is Mr. Rogers. So you're in Group B, sir. Take that schedule with you, and just make sure you follow up to let me know whether or not you're gonna be paid, okay? Thank you. Ms. Johnson, you're excused. Thank you. Ms. Kobayashi, Mr. Beverly, Mr. Sincora, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Benoit, Ms. Chesernek, Ms. Zakarian, Mr. Trujillo, Mr. Gandara, Mr. Cameron, Ms. Flowers, and Ms. Kelly. You are all excused. I guess I could have just said everybody else. And we are going to speak to Ms. Kusuma, please. I think I lost all my bailiffs. Charlene, we need, Ms. Kusuma, please. You can come on over to number 1, if that's okay. Ma'am, I don't mean to embarrass you at all. I thought I noticed that you got upset when you first came in here. There's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't want you to have to sit here if you were not comfortable. Is there something about this particular case that makes you feel you can't be fair and impartial?
Yes.
Do you mind just very, very generically telling me what the issue is?
I live in Parkland.
Okay.
My daughter attends Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School.
Okay.
And I do know someone in my neighborhood who was killed.
Okay. So you can't sit and listen to this and be fair and impartial, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much. And again, sorry to if it embarrassed you, I didn't mean to. Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Okay. Ms. Kusuma, juror number 6, was excused. She can't sit here, and I'm sure you all heard what she said.
No objection.
That's the type of situation, just so you all know, when I hear something like that and I see something like that, that's just an example of what we have gotten into the practice of doing, and just, gently taking them to the side and taking them out when they're physically upset, so that they don't have to sit here and be more upset. Okay, so I will make an updated list for groups A and B, and I am told that we can start tomorrow, really start without hiccups at 9:45. We can get the lists at 9:30. So as long as you can have your seating chart ready at 9:40. All right, I'm going to ask you to please be back at 9:30. We'll have the lists ready for you to make your seating charts. We can go over any preliminary matters, and I'm told that they can have the jurors up here at 9:45 to begin. Okay? We are in recess. Thank you all. I know you worked very hard today, and I appreciate it. I think for day 1, everything went rather smoothly. So also, if we do make some changes to the seating, we'll let you know first thing in the morning, and we'll have new seating charts for you, okay? Thank you.